Now, this is what we want to do. We want to be able to celebrate Christmas. And we want to have joy. And this is our little Christmas tree. You'll notice it's sitting very nicely on a tabletop. Why? Because this is a tabletop Victorian feather tree. You'll also notice that it is blue because it's supposed to be a blue spruce. And back in the day, when the Victorians had Christmas, of course, they didn't want to destroy their forests. They were much more, conservative about forests at least for a minute or two. And so they would go out and they would chop down the tops of the trees. They would cut them off and then they would put them on a table, very much like the table this is sitting on. And then they would decorate them. These are all antique glass ornaments. And some are just really delicate, like this little teapot that is super delicate. But I want to call your attention to the base, this right here. So down the street, approximately 2 blocks from this house where I live today, was the 24th president of Harvard University. His name was Nathan Pusey. And Nathan Pusey was very prominent. He was very intelligent. He was very well respected. Well, around 2020, I think 2002, the person who owned his house, because he passed away in 2001 or 2000, somewhere in that area, the person who owned his house decided that he would rather have a parking lot there for his mortuary. So I went to talk to him and I said, would you please reconsider? Would you please save the Nathan Pusey house? Because number one, it's gorgeous. But number two, it's part of the history of this United States and we should save it and share it so other people could know about it. Well, that didn't happen. So I went in and at the last, like right in between deconstruction or tearing it down, there was one night where I was able to sneak in there and take out what are called corbels. So that's what you see. This are 2 corbels that were on the eaves of the house. And we have gold leafed them. And this is a block of walnut that we've put together because we've joined the 2 corbels together. So literally, right in the evening, I was in the pile of mess and destruction. And I went in there and I got a couple of huge corbels. I mean, they're out of my garage, and I got a whole big dental molding that's probably 20 foot long, and it's in the garage. But I have, gathered at least 10 of these corbels, and they have been sitting in my basement for years, and about 20 years now. So I decided it was time to do something special with them. And this way we can always remember Nathan Pusey. And he just was an outstanding citizen, both here in Council Bluffs and at Harvard, and always well respected. He also married Ann Woodward, who the parents of Ann Woodward built the Woodward Candy Factory here in Council Bluffs, which had global impact. And they also had Jiffy popcorn, I think it was, or Woodward popcorn. But anyway, they made popcorn and they made candy. What's not to love about that, right? So another friend of mine here in town, a friend of mine that does all of my furniture refinishing, put this together for me. He's been working on it for like a week and a half. And that's what it took to put that together. Then another friend of mine in town who did the calligraphy for our wedding, who has just an outstanding eye, who is an artist. She made this blue spruce feather tree. This feather tree is made from real goose feathers. And then she asked me what color I wanted it. And she was able to replicate right outside of my window, 5 feet away, is the blue spruce this exact color. So she was able to replicate the color and to take the goose feathers and to make them look just like part of the tree out there. So that is super cool. And that little reindeer head up there in my tree topper, I got that at Menards. I think it was over in the section by the gift wrap. So it was awesome. But everything else on the tree is bona fide antique. And it came, you notice that the garland, this is all paper. And it is just little Christmas trees on that paper. But everything else is a glass ornament, and it is very historic. You'll also notice that around here I've got some pictures, and I've got candles, and I've got a little nutcracker over there who's making toys. So when David comes home, we can read the Nutcracker, which has a little Nutcracker bookmark, book saver there. And we can celebrate the holiday. And I actually have this right in our bedroom. So it's on a Victorian antique table. It's right next to our bed. And what's really nice about it is it's something that you can share and celebrate. They can, you know, you don't have to have everything be open to the entire family or the public. You can have a little intimate, romantic Christmas without having a huge production. And of course, because of the pandemic, we're not having like a big Christmas party this year. So I wanted to share these things with you. And I wanted to show you what a handmade project could look like. All together, this took about 3 weeks to put together. And when David comes home, he will be surprised, and he will have a tree just for him. And we'll have a Christmas celebration that's very special. Let me show you one other thing that is amazing. So on the ends of the branches are beautiful, and those are antique. Those little red berries that are on there, those are antique, and they're plaster. So you have to be very careful with them because they chip up. But that's what an authentic tree looks like. So I hope you go out, get yourself a pair of angel wings. I hope you make somebody's Christmas brighter. And the same lady that did this Christmas tree also did me a huge favor. And on my little Jack Skellington Nightmare Before Christmas tree that I have upstairs in our music room, she strung together candy corn, and so I have a candy corn garland around that black tree now. It is stunning. I just love it. So coming to you, wishing you the happiest of holidays. God bless you, and be some inspiration. You know, reinvent Christmas, celebrate it, and even if you're alone, and that's unfortunate, believe me, I understand. I've had to cry many a Christmas. But even if you are alone this Christmas, if you can't be with the one you love, then make it a special Christmas for somebody else. Share that love. Share what you have inside of you. Don't be stifled and don't be depressed. Don't be defeated, but go out and make this world better. Merry Christmas to my Sophia. Grandma loves you. Grandma misses you terribly. Merry Christmas to all of my family, and Merry Christmas to all of my fans. I love all of you, and thank you for your beautiful encouragement and all of your notes and all of your messages. I love them, and I love to read them. Take care. Happy holidays!